Peace, 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 peace. What it do, y'all? What's good? What's good? It's been a minute. It's been a long minute, and I ain't been around, but I'm back, just for a brief moment at least. I hope everyone is doing well. I still got my connections. I still talk to my same people, but some of y'all ain't really seen in a while or talked to, so it is what it is. But I'm here, and I'm the same, actually. Anyway, I came back just for a brief moment, just to discuss some things, to discuss what I've been noticing in this world, as I always do. Um, I know that I'm still hoping for the healing of our people. I'm still praying for that, wanting that to happen, wanting us to realize what our role is here on this plane. I realized a lot in the past time that I've been quiet. Since I've been quiet and not saying anything, um, I really haven't been on this platform too often. If I do pop on, pop in a chat, I do my greetings and I get on most of the time. However, it's just a lot going on with the energy and the frequencies that are being put upon the people. I just noticed a lot about how we've been preyed upon. I see so much, and I don't even know if I can explain it all of what I see. I talked about triggers a while back, but I didn't know that all the little messages that I had were leading up to something bigger than that, you know. I didn't know it was going to be bigger. I didn't know that it was going to connect the way it did, but it has. It's connected to a lot. And I think that people like to play with things that are very way serious, more serious than they really think. They don't realize that, you know, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not here anymore like I was, because I see what's really going on. I see how the people really are being controlled in a way to be against each other, and it's just ridiculous when we should be loving each other, when we should love one another like we're supposed to, when we should learn how to treat each other like I've always talked about. But it's just going to be an ongoing cycle because it's a spell, you know, it's the spell of the frequencies that are being sent out every day on a daily basis, and we tend to be attacking each other over and over again, and we don't even know why we're doing it. So we must realize that this is a spell that needs to be broken, like for real. And I just been paying attention to all of that. We get all these opportunities to embrace our people and to heal them, but instead we take the platform and use it as another way to disrespect each other and hurt each other. Why is that? Why are people always got to do the opposite? Because you know why? We don't know how to be ourselves. We want to be like all this shit that somebody else made up and put in our faces. All we have to do for once is just to be who we are, be our true selves. Find out who your true self is. Take off all those layers of bullshit and be the real you. That's what it's all about going within yourself so you can shed all this fake shit off you. That's what it's about. It's not about who can outdo anybody, who's better. This is the bullshit I'll be saying that I don't even want to hear about. So it kept me away for a long time. And I'm still not going to be here again for probably a long time. But I just felt the need to send this message out because it's been just eating at me and eating at me. And I just been ignoring the fact. But when we learn who we are, truly who we are, and we take off all the layers of all the shit that we've been through and the trauma and literally really heal ourselves, we find out that all this shit is not what it was meant to be, what it was supposed to be for us. We find out that nothing is what it seems. The entire time we've been under some type of hypnosis, a spell to where we are oblivious to what's really going on around us. Once you start coming out of this thing, um, you start to realize what matters for real. You know what I mean? And when you fucking learn how to love yourself, you start letting go of all that bullshit, letting it go, one thing after another, until you find out that we have no reason to be mad at other people. Why are we upset? Why do we always find a reason to be arguing with somebody else or being mad about it? It's a reason for that, a real reason for that, that you have this hatred inside just for nothing about someone else. When truthfully, we shouldn't even be that caught up to be upset on somebody else because we should be so deep inside of ourselves, loving who we are and figuring out more and more about us. We won't have time to be going back and forth about someone else or being upset with people like that. And it's sad that you can't even just really love somebody without somebody thinking there's some more shit going on half of the time. I find it very disturbing because real love is real love. Not this fake shit that be on them songs and all that shit. That's another thing. This music. Think about how it's pushed off on us, and think about what they're saying in this shit all day long. This shit don't make no sense. It doesn't add, it's not adding up to me. Why are we being forced to hear certain shit all day? These commercial ads, this music, this these news broadcasts. If you paying attention, if you sit there and listen to it, it's just another way to distract you from really going within you, paying attention to your life, loving yourself, loving your family, and being a part of the growth of your own family. I had to like shut my Facebook just off because I don't even want to know or see this bullshit I see on that all day. Of people who literally, deliberately make up some reason to do stuff so they can take pictures of it and then just just so they can post something. And it's just going on every day. And I'm not saying that I wasn't a part of that shit at one point, but when you wake up and realize all the dumb shit you've been doing all this time in your life and all the mistakes you've made, and you just be like, this is some, you just, I'm upset about it, a lot of it. Like, I'm like, this was just dumb. Why was I doing that? But I can't be mad because even one of the people that make the posts on the YouTube, on their channels, some of the people like to write and say things or whatever. One of them actually left a very good message, and the message basically was saying, don't be upset with yourself or don't blame yourself for the things you've been through. All these things were there for you to go through your path and so you can grow. And when you grow and realize all these things, all you can do is try to let the other people know so that they can someday get where you are. But it's very painful to watch everybody being in that under the psychosis, this spell, and they can't see what I see. It's painful to watch people feel like they need to be a certain way or want to be against each other and things like that. When really our community is suffering from the adults all the way down to the babies. So if we don't get a hold to what's going on, it's just gonna keep going the way it is. We've been suffering for way too long. We need to heal. We need to figure out why our black men don't want to be with the women. We need to figure all that out. And it's all because of all the things we've been through and all the things we ain't even trying to heal from and the way we treat each other and the things that we put whole value of. Well, what's valuable to us. We need to stop really believing in this money and shit. That shit ain't real. It's really not. And the sooner we realize that, the better off we'll be to know that we're going to be have abundance regardless. We are the true currency. And when we know that, you'll never be without anything. I promise. I promise. We'll never be without anything when we realize that. And then we would be able to stop fighting and trying to be the best and all that shit. Of what or whatever, or wanting to have more than other people and all that shit. That is a low vibration. A lot of this stuff keeps us on a lower vibration, and we have to break out of that. We have to break out of it and force ourselves to heal and force ourselves to love ourselves and force ourselves to start loving each other again. We have to stop letting this all this little shit that we think is cute keep us bound. It's the same shit over and over again with us. It's just like the Hebrew Israelites. It's still the same shit where they couldn't even be straight for now no time because they were addicted to all these things, all these worldly things. We need to stop being followers. We following people that's leading us to the fucking chopping block. They leading us there. You know what I mean? Why in the fuck are we still supporting all these damn people? We don't need any influencers. Be an influencer of yourself. That's where we get fucked up at. Wanting to be a part of this bullshit. When we have the power to manifest and all that of whatever we want, we have the power to do all this stuff. And they know that. They like to pull on our heartstrings. Everything that we find out, everything we know about, everything that we keep getting forced to hear or put in, everything that's get put in our faces, something that's gonna pull on them. Let's pull on the heartstrings of these people. Let's keep these people's mind off of themselves and keep it on what we want them to keep it on. And that way, they'll never reach their fullest potential. Our fullest potential is something out of this world. You will never be able to fathom what our fullest potential is. And once we stop holding on to those things that don't serve us, these people that don't serve us, and just wake up and realize then we can do much bigger things. We need to worry about the children first and foremost. We got our children going to schools where there's not a representative from any of like us in that school. So anything could be happening to our youth at these schools. I got like 3 reports of our people being mistreated in these environments. mistreated to the point they called me to see what they should do about this kind of shit. We got our students being assaulted and people want to sweep it under rugs and forget about it and tell these young ladies they're lying and abusing them, gang stalking them, making them feel very insecure at a young age, which creates a trauma that does not just go away without counseling. And when these traumas are end up not being addressed and taken care of, and people under to like heal from these things, people carry this shit with them for the rest of their lives, and they can't make it further because every time they get that trigger of something that reminds them of this situation, they can't move on with their life. And that's what's wrong with a lot of the people. A lot of us are stuck, can't move forward because of trauma itself. I've been wanting to talk about this, really have. The community itself is suffering from trauma of all different sorts. It's so bad, and that's how I came up with it. It's a spell. It's ongoing. I don't think the only way we can get out of it is we get out of it ourselves. Nobody's gonna help us. We have to take a stand ourselves. It's super sad to me. And it's a bunch of bullshit. Hopefully, I can get it going with the things that I have that I want to implement to be of service to our community, which all of us should be trying to do. It's not about the ego taking over and being noticed for like trying to gain accolades from others. No, it's not about that. It's about us seriously thinking about someone outside that may be suffering due to all these different things. And we can see where we can add something to assist these people and put people on the right path. So I'm not staying long. I just want to come in and spit that so that we can all start thinking about what we can do, how we can do it, look into the things I said about this trauma and about these frequencies that have been placed upon us that so we can be on that type of shit instead of us being on a higher level, a higher frequency, and on that love frequency of unconditionalness. Those are the things. Because we've had an opportunity to communicate with each other. We've had an opportunity to utilize our tools to benefit us all in a better way. So I'm hoping that the people that need to hear this message hears it. And if you do, please reach out so we can chop it up a little bit more about it. It's very deep. It's very deep. And it's like hard for people to realize these things and how hard for them to let go of things that they've always been accustomed to doing. And it's just time to change and find our own way and stop emulating what these people have shown us all this time. All we're doing is a repeat of what they've done to us, and we do it to ourselves and others. And I think it's time we realize what we're doing. It's simple, but this is Nikki C. I hope you guys can hear this message. I want everybody to do what I always say, and that is to love yourself, know yourself, be true to yourself, stay fly, take heed to the message at hand. Time is of the essence, that we don't have that much more time. And if you consider yourself on a higher frequencies, make sure that the things that you're doing are complementing that, which I mean is, make sure you're living the way you say you're living. Don't be a fake. Anyway, peace, y'all. I'm out.